Hey everyone, Tsetzuko here. Sorry for the long delay at the beginning. Actually, there's no one watching, so that's okay. I'm here on this Friday morning to introduce you guys to an upcoming MOBA called Strife. Strife is being produced and made by S2 Games, the creators of Heroes of New Earth. It's being marketed as a second generation MOBA. Not really sure what second generation MOBA is implying. I guess the thing behind this game, the driving inspiration, seems to be that they want to remove a lot of the aspects of MOBAs that are tedious, such as having a specific person get last hits on minions, having to constantly recall to base, different things like that. So, it seems like they're trying to make this MOBA one where it's more focused on staying in the action for the majority of the game. Now, Strife is currently in closed beta. However, there is no non-disclosure agreement, so if you're in closed beta or you want to check it out and you have a key or something, you can talk to your friends about it, you can stream it. That's why I'm about to stream it. So it is in closed beta, still a little ways from release. I'm expecting it to be out sometime this year, and it's pretty interesting. I gotta say, it looks nice. It's pretty fun to play, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with some of the concepts that they have. So just taking a quick look at the interface here. Like I said, this is closed beta, so there's a lot of things that are going to change and aren't fully implemented yet. But up here, you've got your username, you've got the amount of gems that you have here. I believe they call them gems. Anyway, gems are a form of currency that you purchase using actual money. You've also got your player icon, which, as far as I can tell, you can't change yet. But I'm assuming that you'll be able to change and get new icons in the future. Down here you've got some chat boxes and a plus button here. You can add more chat stuff. Over here you've got your friends list, which will obviously, when you have friends, which I don't currently because I don't know if anyone else who's in close beta for this game, your friends list will show up here. And then from top to bottom we have Play Strife, which will let you get into the action, play games. This icon here lets you create a custom game, a player game. Then you have Pets, which we'll talk about later, Crafting, which we'll talk about later, Enchanting, we will also talk about later, and then Watch is the spectator mode for Strife. Most MOBA games have a spectator mode where you can just go in and watch both teams as they play the game and just kind of, whether you're just watching for entertainment purposes or you want to learn strategies from people who are playing the champion that you like to play, that the option is there for that. So also up at the top we've got, help, minimize, close, and your options. And let's see. Looks like maybe my Smite froze. I'm sorry, my Strife. So let's see here. Alright, apologize for that. It's working again. So, like I was saying, I'm going here to options. You've got display options, sound options, a bunch of different stuff in here. Interface, you can change colors, things like that. Controls, there's a search, if you want to search for something. Practice mode, and support. So when you first start Strife, you are sent through this tutorial, And when you get out of the tutorial, then you get to this menu and you can, play Strife and stuff like that. Now, my experience with the closed beta so far is that when I go in here to try to play Strife, I can't actually get into a match. Like, I can pick things and pick my hero and queue up for a match, but the queue never pops. I don't know if it's because there's just not too many people in the beta or what, but what we're going to do for this video is I can go in here to practice. We're actually going to play through the 3 tutorial matches so you can get a feel for the game, check it out, see if it's something that you're interested in. So we're going to start. This is the first tutorial match called Play Caprice's Story. I'm just going to go through. I'm going to let everything play through. If you're watching this, chances are you're watching it on YouTube, so you can skip ahead to whatever you want. So we're going to start with Play Caprice's Story. I apologize ahead of time if the volume is off. This is the first time I'm streaming this particular game, so I'm not entirely sure if the levels are set correctly. But hopefully they're good. I've turned it down pretty significantly. So let's go ahead and just jump in and get started.
I'm Caprice, terror on the high seas of Lyrie. On a recent raid at Dire Cove, I intercepted a message meant for some valiant warrior type. It was an invitation to the trials of Strife. It appears the Keepers are raising an army. Normally not my thing, but where there's conquest, there's gold, and I want it. So I buried my treasure, marooned my crew, and burned my ship. I kept the anchor. Sentimental about these things. And now, who knows what horizons lay before me. Prepare yourselves, Keepers. Caprice is coming to the trials of Strife. I must make my way to the door of Darkstone, somewhere to the north.
Right-click on the ground to move Caprice. Move to the highlighted location.
Alright, so here we are in game. I'll give you guys a heads up and let you know that I have changed some of my keybinds from the default. I try to keep my keybinds fairly consistent across all MOBAs, so whatever game I jump into, I can just push the same buttons instead of getting confused. So as you saw in the video, we're playing Caprice. She's sort of a, crazy pirate captain. Got rid of her entire crew to join the trials of Strife. So this tutorial is just going to walk us through the very basics of what to do in a MOBA. So this is actually a really good video for people to watch who aren't at all familiar with MOBAs, and I'll make sure to hammer that home and maybe get that put into the description of this video. So here we are. This is a standard kind of MOBA view. We've got a top-down isometric view that you would find in like a real-time strategy game or something like that. That's where MOBAs came from. So we're here, and this just wants us to right-click to move to a target location, which we're going to do.
There's no turning back now. Ugh, couple blarneys. These guys won't let me pass without a fight.
Right-click the enemies that have red health bars to use your basic attack.
Now, non-player characters or units that are in the game are generally referred to as creeps of some sort, depending on their location. Right now, this is a tutorial, so these are just creeps. So all we have to do is just right-click on them to attack them. We don't have any skills or anything, so literally all we can do right now is just auto-attack them.
That was easy enough.
means she has out-of-combat regeneration. Out-of-combat regeneration activates after avoiding combat for a short time and accelerates your hero's health and mana regeneration.
So that's one of those second generation MOBA things that they're talking about, is the fact that if you stay out of combat for a certain amount of time, your health and your mana will actually regen exponentially faster than they would if you were in combat. So in a lot of MOBAs, what you have to do if your health is low or your mana is low is you have to go all the way back to base, and it'll quickly regen all your health, and then you have to walk back out to where you were at. In Strife, you just stay out of combat, and it'll let you speed up that regen, which will keep you, in lane and with your teammates for a lot longer than if you had to go back to base every time.
More of them? Let's see how they like a splash of fire logger.
Left-click the button above your mini-map to view Caprice's abilities.
Alright, so you can click on this button or you can click a hotkey. I've got the hotkey set to K. And basically we leveled up, so now we get to choose an ability to learn or improve, which is what we're going to do now.
Great. Now select Fire Logger to learn the ability.
So we're going to learn her Q ability called Fire Logger. And we just do that by clicking on it. There's also a hotkey you can use to level up. So
You've just learned Fire Logger. Activate it by left-clicking its icon or pressing its hotkey. Then left-click the ground to cast it.
Alright, so in most cases you don't want to click your abilities in a MOBA because you're too busy using the mouse out here to move around. So, for this case I can hit Q and it's going to give me you can see it's got a range indicator, this circle here, and then also the rectangular area is where the actual ability is going to hit. Now if I hit left click, then it will activate the ability, or I can right click to cancel the ability. Obviously I don't want to use it right here because there's no enemies here and I would just be wasting that ability. And you can see here that the ability does have a 9-second cooldown, so I would have to wait 9 seconds to use it again, on top of the fact that it costs mana to use, so I would have just wasted mana. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here, I'm going to engage these creeps, and whenever I can, since it's the only ability I currently have, I'm going to use Fire Logger to help me take out this big group instead of just auto-attacking them.
That's so much fun.
You gained enough experience to level up. Gain experience by defeating enemies.
So you can see that out of combat regeneration is kicking in because I'm not in a fight, so I'm actually getting back up to full health and mana fairly quickly. We leveled up again, so we now have the option. You can see Fire Logger is grayed out, so it's got 4 tiers, and at every tier the ability will get stronger, be it, it'll do more damage, or it'll have a lower cooldown, or cost less mana, something like that. But for this particular level, we can't rank this ability up. This is our ultimate ability, which we don't have access to until I think level 5, 6, somewhere in there. So what we have to do is we have to choose one of these abilities to learn. So we've got Anchors Away, which targets a location and does 100 magic damage and stuns enemies for 0.7 seconds. Or we have Volatility, which every third source of damage you apply to a target combusts, dealing 30 magic damage. So this will give us a little bit of a stun and a little AoE. This is just a sort of passive ability, so we're just going to pick this up to help with our auto attack for now.
Dirge of Darkstone's bridge is ruined.
Oh, stranger. This bridge was destroyed months ago by river bandits. However, I will be able to help you cross it for a small price.
How generous of you. Sorry, I have no gold.
Gold all buried, eh? Consider it your lucky day. One of the river bandits just ran off with half of mine. Get it back for me. Then, I'm sure we can work something out.
Head east and catch the bandit.
Alright, so this is introducing us to the shop mechanics. Basically, that guy is the merchant that we can buy items from. But right now, as a storyline sort of thing, we're going to go over here and try to catch the bandit who stole his money.
You trying to catch me? No bother. I'm way too fast.
Standing in a patch of brush hides you from enemies outside of it.
Alright, so this, most MOBAs, or a lot of MOBAs have a brush mechanic where you, like, I'm in here and now my opponents can't see me. So we're going to use this brush to sneak up on the bandit, who's obviously too fast for us, to try to get the jump on him and take him down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, before he sees me, I'm going to open with Fire Logger to do a good amount of damage to him. And then I'm just going to follow up with auto attacks, and my auto attacks are going to cause volatility to proc, which will do the extra damage, and then when I get the chance, I'll throw out Fire Logger again, you know, until he's defeated.
The gold is yours, but I won't forget this.
Wow, that's only half of his gold?
Return to the merchant with the gold.
And just so you're aware, right here in Strife, this is where it keeps track of the gold that you have available. So currently I've got 2,136 gold to spend.
You're fast, pilot. I must say I underestimated you. How about this? Buy a new pair of war boots for me. With that gold, you could even.
Open the shop by clicking the gold above the minimap or by pressing the shop hotkey.
Okay, so you can click the gold or you can press the hotkey and it's going to open up the shop.
Right-click Warp Boots to purchase them.
Now in this game, you know, I left-clicked on this item because you can see that these warp boots are not a single item. They're composed of normal boots, which cost 585 gold, and a plan for warp boots, which cost 1,150 gold. So I'm just going to buy warp boots because that's what the story wants me to do, but you can see, like, if I wanted to, if I didn't want to spend all this gold on warp boots right away, I could just pick up normal boots and buy the pattern later and then be able to purchase warp boots.
Wonderful. Now use those boots to teleport.
Left-click the new ability icon, then left-click New the Merchant to teleport. This ability has a channel time. Let it finish before giving your commands.
Alright, so you have a boots ability, which I'm going to use here with my pre-set up hotkey. Channel it and teleport.
Whoa, that was quite the rush.
See? I told you they wouldn't disappoint.
Alright, so we're across the
An
bridge.
observatory. I think I should use it to scout the area ahead.
Walk next to the observatory to activate it and reveal the surrounding area.
So this is an interesting thing in Smite. In the jungle, which if you don't know what jungle is, don't worry about it. Just know that, you know, it's part of playing most MOBAs. There's these observatories, and when you walk next to them, as you'll see, it'll give you vision of a big portion of the minimap.
And view other areas of the map. Pan your camera by moving your mouse cursor to the edge of your screen in the direction that you want to move it. Now,
Looks like those bandits have blocked the tower.
All right, men. It's up to just rid our land of these bandits.
Hey boys, seems like you could use a little help.
And who might you be?
Let's not worry about names. You need this road cleared, I need this road cleared. That should be enough for us to work together.
Well, I suppose that's fair. But I'll be watching. Well, alright, men. We're gonna let this pirate join our cause. For now. Let's get moving. For Lyrie!
Alright, so a couple of things we just saw there is that you can lock and unlock the panel.
Your brawlers when attacking a tower. The tower will attack them first.
Lock and unlock your camera with your hotkey. So right now I'm in locked mode.
Back up and wait for reinforcements.
So right now I'm in lock mode, which means the camera will just follow me, and if I move to the edge of the screen, it won't do anything. Typically, when you're playing your MOBAs, you want to unlock the camera so that you can pan ahead. So as you can see, I can see ahead of me much more than if the camera were locked. So I'm going to use this mode. The other thing they just showed us is these towers. Towers are structures that deal a lot of damage. They're defensive structures, and you want to make sure that you always have your friendly minions in here when you're trying to attack the tower. Otherwise, the tower will attack you and do a lot of damage. So you can see we ran out of minions, so now he's getting attacked by the tower until minions come back. Also, if I attack this bandit while he's here in the tower vicinity, the tower will automatically prioritize me as the target.
Be careful. Stay behind.
Mind that tower now!
It targeted me because I was the only one in there. So what we want to do is clear out these minions that are on the border, get our minions in there so we can attack the tower and get the tower down. Now I'm being attacked by the bandits, so I want to get out.
Drink it in.
Now what I can do here is I can come, right back here, stay out of combat. You see this bar charging up? And now I've got that out of combat regeneration. We also just leveled up, so I can go ahead and get the first rank of Anchors Away, so we have another ability to use. And like I said, this ability is a stun. So what we want to try to do here is we want to try to get that tower down real quick and then jump on this assassin before he can get away. So I'm going to go in and try
Mind
to get a
that
couple
tower
hits in.
now! These are filled.
We've done it. Those bandits won't be showing their faces here again. I guess this is where we part ways, pirate.
Name's Caprice. See ya.
Caprice? The Caprice?
Okay, let's keep going.
I see you've earned some gold. Anything else to buy?
Alright, so we've got 1,000 gold. We're going to open up the shop again, see what we can pick up. As you can see, if the gold here is red, it means we don't have enough gold to purchase that item yet. However, like I was saying before, there is a chance that we can purchase some of the components. So for this Mystic Dagger, we can't actually purchase it, but we can purchase this Mana Shard, which is a component of the Mystic Dagger. So we can kind of work our way to buying the Mystic Dagger, or we can work our way to buying the Empowered Bracer, which will give us more health and power, or we could pick up the Fell Blade for 750 here, which I think is what we're going to do, because that'll give us a power increase, and that will increase our damage. So we will buy the Fell Blade. And we will save our remaining gold for the next item, because we can't afford any of the components currently.
Something here feels different. I think I may be getting close. There it is! I finally found...
I am Baldur, the spirit of the sky, born of the wolf's cry, forged in the eagle's eye. You seek passage through doorways enchanted. If me you best, it shall be granted.
Alright, dudes got rhymes. This is the boss battle for the end of this first tutorial, so we're going to try to apply all these things that we have learned to defeat this guy. So we want to make sure that we use our abilities as much as possible. Don't forget, we've got the fire logger here, which will do 114 magic damage, then explode and deal half that damage again. So we're looking at about 170-ish or so damage from fire logger. We've also got anchors away, which will do 114 magic damage and a stun. And then of course we have our passive ability here with volatility, so every third time we apply damage to him, we'll do some bonus damage. We've also got our boots, but those are kind of useless right now, but I don't know, we can use them to initiate. Or not. It teleported me backwards for some reason. Okay, here we go.
Drink it in.
So you can see we want to stay out of that area. He's gonna leap on him.
Brought my cannons. Hope I've seen the last of that guy. Well, I suppose this is it. Strike sail and let her wail.
Alright, so that was the end of the first tutorial level. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into the second tutorial. Rescue Oros.
This is the place. Oro should be nearby. We must make haste to rescue her from the alchemist's grasp. We didn't get a chance to outfit you before we left. Grab what you need and then report back to me on the double.
Open the shop by pressing its hotkey.
Alright, so here we go. There's a little bit of introduction that we missed, but basically this guy met up with us and we are trying to rescue Oros from some bad guys.
Left-click Empowered Bracelet. In Strife, each item is made of components and a recipe. Components add basic attributes like health, mana, or power. Recipes combine a specific set of components to create an item. Purchase the components required for Empowered Bracelet. You can't afford the recipe yet. We'll finish the item later when you have enough gold.
Follow me. Time is of the essence.
Alright, so this is the items thing that I just told you about.
Enemy brawlers. The alchemist must be spawning them. If we find their source, we'll find the alchemist.
Only earn gold. Enemy brawlers. You or an allied hero will
So this is the concept in Strife that's a little bit different. Normally in most MOBA games, only the person who last hits creep will get the bonus gold that is offered. In Strife, as long as one of the players gets the last hit on the creep, the gold bonus is split between all the people in the area. So we're gonna go up here and get the kill on this guy.
Break it in. You'll be begging for mercy.
So we got another level up, so we can rank up a new skill. Currently we're at 2 Fire Logger, 2 away. We're going to get volatility.
Another tower down. I'm getting good at this.
You now have enough gold to finish your Empowered Bracer. Oh, right-click the Empowered Bracer recipe to buy it. Great. When you buy something away from base, it goes into your stash. You can send yourself items from your stash by using your personal courier. Click the courier button to deliver your recipe.
Be there soon.
The recipe is on its way. When the courier arrives, the recipe and its required components will combine to complete the Empowered
Here's your
Bracer.
gear.
Let's keep moving.
That's right. In Strife, you get a squirrel that brings you packages.
The alchemist must be holding Oros past this gate. Let's split up and look for a way through. You go west, I'll head east.
Alright, here we go. Through the bushes. Alright, so this is a jungle camp. So we're going to try to take out this camp, get ourselves some more experience.
You've reached level 6. At level 6, heroes unlock their ultimate ability.
Alright, so level 6, that lets us get our ultimate ability.
Increases ultimate quick draw, allows her to leap over terrain obstacles. Try using
Wind's blowing.
Okay, so we're going to use our ultimate to jump over this gap here. We're just going to push R. See the targeted area, wherever that yellow dot is, that's where we're going to land.
Whoa, that's one big monkey.
That monkey is Krytos, one of the great sentinels, a gift from the oracles to the keepers. But if Krytos is here, Sindara.
I am here. If you seek the allegiance of Christ, you must best me first.
She's too strong. We gotta get out of this squall.
Christ is awaiting back in your camp.
So, can you teach me that move sometime?
Let's get back to camp.
So this is the recall ability.
The alchemist's presence here is strong. You will need additional items. I shall grant you some gold from the keeper's treasury. Return to me when you are finished.
Open the shop by pressing its hotkey.
Alright, so that was the recall ability that I was telling you about, where you can come back to base using the hotkey, or you can push your home button here. And when you're in your base, you regen your health and mana very quickly. But like I said, we're all the way back at the base now, so we have to run all the way back up to where we were to make any progress again. But while we're back here, we can also purchase items from the shop without having to wait for the courier to come pick them up as well. So that's what we're going to do. He gave us some gold. We're going to get some new items so that we are stronger when we go to take down the rest of these enemies. So that's a key thing about MOBAs, leveling up your abilities in whatever particular order suits the challenges that you face, and also purchasing the right items so that you do the maximum amount of damage, or can take the amount of damage. Like, for example, for Caprice, she's a very DPS heavy style character, so if she was going up against people who had a bunch of magic armor, she would want to buy items from the shop that have magic penetration. Or if they just had a lot of physical armor, she might want to buy a lot of items that have a lot of physical penetration, because she's going to do more damage. So that's one thing, you don't just buy the same items over and over again, because if she bought magic penetration every time, but the enemy team didn't have any magic armor, that's kind of, wasted gold, wasted stats. She could have bought more damage or physical penetration, stuff like that. So we're going to buy some more items.
These are your heroes' recommended items. The shop defaults to this section. Purchase some of your recommended items.
So every hero has recommended items, and then you can also go in and, say we wanted magic damage, attack, mana, defense, utility, boots. You can go in and sort of dig around and try to find whatever item it is that you're looking for. So we're going to purchase some of these recommended items. We're going to pick up some boots, because it's always good to have increased movement speed. That'll get us back out into the lane faster. And then also, we've got a couple options here. We already have the Empowered Bracer. We can't afford the Power Conduit, but we can get the Grimoire or the Fellblade here. So if we look, the Fellblade gives us 8 additional power and increases the effectiveness of abilities and attacks to 147%. Or this will give us 14 power, and spells ignore 35% magic armor. So this is a much better item. However, this one is a lot cheaper. We could also go into Power Conduit and pick up some of these components, and hopefully we'll get enough gold to finish it off. And this will give us 32 power, and kills and assists restore 20% of your mana over 5 seconds. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to buy components for the Power Conduit. So we're going to go ahead and get the Power Relic for more power. Then we've got an option of more mana or more health. We're going to go with more health. And then we can also go ahead and pick up the Fellblade as well. So once we get enough money, we can get the Mana Stone and the pattern for the Power Conduit, and we'll be able to purchase this, and then maybe we could start working on this next. So we're good to go. We've spent most of our money. We're going to head back into the lane.
On the double now. Kratos is getting impatient.
You can see we're much faster with those boots.
Behold, the power of Kratos.
I'm glad he's on our side.
While Kratos is attacking a tower, he temporarily disables its attack. While defenders are down.
Alright, so we leveled up, so we can rank up one of our abilities here. So we'll go ahead and we'll rank up our Fire Logger.
Well, well, this is the great lexicon. The door to Shown will soon be open, and you are powerless to stop it. Powder Keg, deal with these fools.
I'll deal with the alchemist. You rescue Arlos.
is the boss fight. We obviously want to stay away from his barrels that he's sending out. He's also got these little minions that we probably want to get rid of.
You have space.
Okay, we're gonna level up our Q again.
Lightning my
I'm
load.
gonna take advantage of this out of combat region. I'm just gonna not attack him and regen some health and mana here. Okay, so here we go.
You must be Oros. You alright?
I think so. I just hope the alchemist can be stopped.
I see you succeeded in freeing Oros. Good work. Unfortunately, the alchemist has escaped me again. His elusiveness is proving quite frustrating. Let's head back. We must prepare for the worst.
Alright, so the final practice match that's available is an actual tutorial bot match where this is the standard Strife play. This is your team of 5 versus another team of 5 on a 3-lane map, so this is actually how the game is going to play. But before we jump into that, we're going to take a look at a couple of the other things that are involved with playing Strife. So, first off, when you complete the tutorial, you get to choose a pet. You can see here, we'll take a look at these pets. We've got Tortoise, Bounder, Luster, Mystic, Pincer, Razor, and Tops. So you get to pick one of 3. I think your options, as of this current build of the beta, are you get to pick between Tortoise, Mystic, and Pincer, I believe. And so what these pets do, I picked Tortoise, is they have abilities, passive and active, that you can use in battle. And after a match, you can have a chance to get food, and when you feed your pet food, your pet levels up. You can see this ability, Rejuvenate, I currently have. I can activate it to regenerate 200 health over time with a 240 second cooldown. Well, as Tortoise levels, this ability is going to rank up as well. You can see here that at rank 2, this ability will regen 200 health with a 160 second cooldown, so significantly lowered cooldown. So as you play, you earn food, you can level up your pets. You can also unlock a pet for 50 food. So if you want one of the ones that you don't initially get to choose from, you get 50 food, then you can unlock it, level it up. All the pets have different abilities. You can see he's got Rejuvenate, Mystic has a mana regeneration, and Pincer has a crowd control removal ability. So that's one component of this game that you didn't get to see in the tutorial. Also, there's a crafting component which I don't know a whole lot about, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I'll show you where that comes into play in a moment. And then also enchanting, where you can enchant items that you've crafted, which also I don't know too much about yet, but those are in there. You've got your pets, crafting, and enchanting. So if we jump in here, take a look, this is the main window when you're going to choose a match. You've got 3 steps. You got to choose your hero, choose your pet, and then set up your party. So here you can, these are all the heroes currently available. Strife is focused on quality over quantity, so there's not 6 billion champions. They just want all their champions to feel unique and to have skills that are meaningful and not duplicates of each other. So you've got all, you can sort by physical damage heroes, magic damage heroes, heroes with high survivability, heroes with crowd control, and support class heroes. So what we're going to do is, I'm not going to go in depth on these characters, but I am going to let you take a look at who's currently available. So we've got Ace, oh, we went too far. We've got Ace, like I said. We've got Bastion, who rides a dragon. Bo, the big cow dude. Caprice, obviously, who we have just played. Carter. Hale.
Tinder.
Lady Tender. Malady. I'm just repeating what they say. Minerva. Moxie. Incredibly fat cosmic cat, it looks like.
Ray.
Got Ray, who looks like a Ratchet and Clank style tinkerer. Rook, who's your sniper bow and arrow guy. Vermilion with his guns and what looks like a rocket launcher. I believe he's a pirate as well. And finally we've got Vex. Now I'm going to go in here. We're going to check out Caprice, since we played with her already. You have an idea of what's going on with her. So a couple of things that are available here in Strife. First off, she's got, her default skin, but you can also change the color of it by using dyes. So you can see here's a red version, here's a pink version, etc. In addition to that, here's the crafted items that I was telling you about, where you can add items that you've crafted to your backpack to take with you in battle. The stars, I believe, is how your personal rank with that particular champion. There's some hero guides that you can look at. And then down here, we have alternative skins. So this is her default skin. She also has this sort of pirate captain skin. And that skin also has the recolors available as well. So those are the kind of cosmetic options that are available to you in here. Some champions have more skins than others. You can see here's Ace with his different colors, and then he has a skin, makes him look more like a gladiator. Over here on the left hand side, you can look at the abilities that they have. So whoever you click on, you just have to, all you have to do is hover over them and you can take a look at their different abilities. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into this practice match, and I'm just going to show you how a typical game will play out. Now this is against bots, against AI opponents, and I'm going to have other AI players on my team. Rather than play with Caprice, who you've seen already, I'm going to play with one of my personal favorites out of the ones that I have played, which is Vex. Vex is very versatile and mobile hero who's great at ganking. He's got his different skills here, which we'll touch on real quick. He's got Swarm Shot, which fires missiles in the target direction that deal damage and apply a slow. He's got Vorbis Seekers, which activates to deal damage to 3 nearby enemies for a certain period of time. He's got an Antimatter Shield, which targets an ally and cleanses all stuns and slows and grants them a shield that provides resistance to stuns and slows for 2 seconds. And his ultimate is Orbital Drop, where he can target to a position to teleport, dealing damage and stunning for 1 second. So we'll get into that more in the game, but like I said, I am going to play Vex. Just to give you an idea, some of his different dyes here. You know, I typically don't like camo, but for some reason I like that one. And then also he has this alternative sort of underwater diver skin. So we're going to pick him. We've already got our pet, who is Tortoise, the only one that I have. And then we'll click on Match Begins. This will count us down to the actual game. Alright, so this screen just shows, you know, these are the people on my team, these are the people on the enemy team. Obviously I'm here, and, you know, the rest of them are filled out by computer controlled characters. Now this is a tutorial bot match. It's not like a practice bot match that you just go into, so there are going to be some pop-ups, you know, saying, hey, do this, do that, that kind of stuff, so bear with it.
In Strife, each team must protect their crux. The first team to destroy the enemy crux wins the match. 3 lanes lead to a team's crux. Top lane, middle lane, and bottom lane. Each lane is fortified with a generator, an inner tower, and an outer tower. During this first game, you'll be given tips to help guide you. If you look to the right of your screen, you can see your first tip. Left-click the tip to open it.
Okay, so in this game, everybody starts out in the beginning in this mode with 1,000 gold, so you can pick up some recommended items or buy some of its components.
In addition to tips, you'll also be given quests. There is your first quest. Once you finish shopping, we'll be ready to start the match.
Okay, so just to recap real quick, we're in the base. This is our crux. If you're familiar with League of Legends, this is like your nexus. This is basically this is our base, but this is the base that we have to defend. Each lane, this is middle lane, has a generator. Top lane and bottom lane, they all have a generator. They have a inner turret and an outer turret or tower. And so basically what the enemy has to do is they have to destroy this tower, then destroy this tower, then they destroy our generator, then they destroy our base. And when the generator is destroyed, which it'll probably tell you this later, your minions are powered up for that particular lane. So we also have the same goal of destroying their outer tower, then we destroy their inner tower, destroy their generator, and then destroy their base. So what we're going to do here, real quickly, before we purchase items, because that's going to get the tutorial started, we're actually going to level up an ability. So what we're going to do is we're going to level up this Vorbis Seekers. This is a really cool ability on him. So we're going to pick this up and I'll show you what it does later. Then we're going to hop into the shop and we're going to purchase an item. So these are our recommended items. So what we want to do, let's see, is probably want to get some boots first to give ourselves some speed.
Great, we're ready to start. Go with Lexicon to the top lane.
And then we're going to purchase a little bit of power, so we'll hit harder as well. go top lane with Lexicon, who's going to be our lane partner.
Let's get this started.
Targeting hostiles.
Okay, so this is the pet ability I was telling you about right here. It's a hotkey to my D button. When I hit this, it'll let me use that rejuvenate ability, which has the 4-minute cooldown.
Okay.
Let's focus on dealing the killing blow to the enemy brawlers.
So enemy brawlers, lane creeps, whatever you want to call them, these guys, we want to do the last hit, or deal the last blow so we get the gold bonus.
Targeting hostiles. Eradicate.
Alright, so another thing you want to do is you want to try to deal damage to your opponents so they have to back away from this area because they won't get gold experience if they're not up here.
Vectors received.
Alright, so we leveled up, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick up our Q ability. Fires lasers, has a cool on range.
Okay.
We're going to use our W, which fires these heat-seeking missiles. Alright, we got a champion. So that gives us bonus XP and gold.
Attacking an enemy hero in tower range will cause the tower to target you.
Alright, so I mentioned that earlier. It doesn't matter who's in here if you attack an enemy hero in tower range, which is indicated by this circle out here. The tower's going to target them. Back up out of there. We're going to go ahead and instead of picking up the shield, we're going to level up our Vorbis Seekers again.
Got it.
We're getting a pretty good amount of gold here, so we might want to check on the shop and see if there's anything we want our courier to bring back to us. So we can hop in the bush. These guys can't see us. Take a quick look. And we're working on the shiv and these boots. So we can actually pick up the boots. Don't have enough for the shiv, so we can hit F here. Little package squirrel will bring us those items. So you can see our Q doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It's more used as a slow.
Baldir is a special enemy on the map. When killed, he grants your entire team gold and experience. It's usually best to fight him with 2 to 3 heroes as he is quite strong.
Handing out your items.
Body Horror 2014 is still in here. This is Strife. Okay, so that Baldir guy that they were just talking about just gives your team some bonus gold and experience. He was defeated, so I didn't get to go over and help. But in League of Legends, there's usually something like this in most MOBA games. In League of Legends, it's a dragon. In Smite, it's called the Gold Fury. Alright, we're gonna see if we can take these guys down. There we go. Alright, so we leveled up again. Go ahead and keep leveling up those Vorbis Seekers. Get in here and do some tower damage while they're out of the lane because they died. Alright, so we destroyed that first tower, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep working, try to get to this inner tower, and destroy it. as well.
Got it. Understood. Better directive required. Targeting hostile.
Alright, so we got our ultimate ability as well. So remember, our ultimate is a teleport that will do a stun. The cool thing about this ability is it has a very large range.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my pet ability to regen some health.
Vector received. Realigning. Still allocating assets. Okay.
So my health and my mana are pretty low. I've got two options here in Strife. I can either, come hide in this bush, stay out of combat for a little bit, and get that out of combat bonus regen, or I can teleport back to base, which is what I'm going to do now because I got 2,000 gold. I can get a quick regen and also pick up items without waiting on the courier. So now I'm back at the base. We go in here. I've got the boots. I'm going to go ahead and finish off this crystalline shiv that I wanted. That leaves me with 547. So I think we're going to go for this Soul Stealer next, because this gives us, when we deal damage, magic damage, it'll heal us. So we're going to go ahead and pick up this Mana Shard, and then we're going to head back up to the top lane. Now, I mean, at this point, you've got a couple options. You can, go help someone else out in their lane, like, say, middle lane here. Or, if there's a lane that doesn't have the outer tower down, you can go help push that tower down so that, you're all on a pretty even playing field. You can go into the jungle, try to get some buffs. There's a multitude of things that you can
Got
do.
it.
But for now, what we're going to do is just keep trying to work on this top tower.
Hostiles will be dealt with. Die. Compliance mandatory. Targeting hostiles. Understood. Hostiles will be dealt with.
So we want to focus on tower damage while there's no heroes here, while we've got minions in this radius with us. Now see, this guy's going to die pretty soon. So the tower wasn't down, it really started targeting us. Now we've got 930 gold. We need 2,000 to pick up the next piece of the Soul Stealer. So we're going to wait till we have 2,000. And then we're going to get our courier to bring us up.
Superior skills. Better directives required. Termination in progress. Die, rebels. Compliance mandatory. Targeting hostiles.
And you can see we've got some stuff going down here, so if I wanted to, I could use my teleport,
Vector received.
come down here and join the fight.
Damage imminent. Got it. Malfunction imminent.
I may die because of that.
Taking Sindara.
Hostiles
Help out
will
if
be
you
dealt
can.
with.
It's an important team objective.
Sindara is an important team objective. Defeating Sindara unlocks Krytos for your team, a powerful ally. You need at least 4
I'm going to try to get out of here before I get caught by some enemies and killed. My team is down there tackling Sindara. This is an interesting thing for us. Normally there's some sort of big boss in a MOBA, but if you kill it, it'll give you a team-wide buff, which is really significant. In this game, you kill her, and it unlocks Kratos, the big ape that we saw in the tutorial, and you can pick a lane for him to push. And what he's going to do is he's just going to charge up that lane, and you saw how much damage he was doing earlier. Well, he is going to push down towers, push down generators. He's going to apply that damage to the enemy structures and the enemy players and stuff for a period of time. So
You have proven yourselves and gained the allegiance of the Sentinel Kratos. Use him wisely.
So you can see here that I can actually go in and change his lane. So what we're going to do is we're going to have him just stick to the middle lane to push. Here you can see the generators will grant a massive sum of gold, and each destroyed generator damages the crux and removes one of its attack modules. So the more generators you kill, the weaker the crux gets. So that's a little bit different. Normally in a MOBA, killing the generator or whatever it is in that position on the map will cause your lane minions to become stronger, which lets them push harder. But in this case, damages the enemy base, and like it says, removes an attack module, which normally when you if you just charge into the base, you'll take a lot of damage. So those help you to take down the base, because if you get all 3 generators down, then it has no attack modules left. Okay, so we've almost got enough for the power relic here, so we're just going to hang out for a minute and let our gold go up.
Kratos is about
we
to
can
spawn.
level up
Get
another
ready to
ability.
push with the team.
Alright, we've got enough to purchase that. So it wants us to destroy a generator and defeat a camp of neutral monsters. Now you can see Kratos here is pushing the middle lane, so what we're going to do actually is we're going to go up and we're going to push with him to help him get down a bunch of structures.
Superior skills. Vector received.
Okay, so this is the generator. It's got a shield and it's taking out health.
Right there.
Dead. We're just gonna stay here with Kratos until he's dead, which should be pretty soon.
Okay.
Remember, he disables the attack of the structure when he's attacking it, so right now it's not going to do anything to us. When he dies, it's going to start putting a lot of damage. What we're going to do is we're going to back out of here. We're going to go do this neutral monster camp quest. So remember that I said that in the jungle there's a couple of different things. We've got the observatories, which we can activate, and then also you can see right here, this is a neutral monster camp. These will give you experience and gold. There's generally someone who plays a jungle position in these games, and what they do is they just go through and kill all neutral monster groups. Alright, so we did that. We're going to go ahead, come back to base. Actually, we don't need to. We're out of combat, so we'll regen quickly. We're going to go over here to top. You can see how the enemy minions have sort of pushed more towards, or back towards the middle of our lane here. So what we want to do is we want to push them back. But first, we're going to go in. We're going to buy the pattern for the Soul Stealer. And let's see, we will go with let's go with Power Conduit next. So we'll need a no, we'll go with Pyro Staff. courier to come help us out.
Compliance necessary. Vector received. Realigning.
Alright, so you can see they pushed our bottom tower. Our bottom tower is down.
Understood.
Comes our courier.
Here you go.
Got our items. So you can see now we've got that soul stealer and a power crystal.
Okay. Die. Compliance mandatory. Got it. Eradicate.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to push down this top generator and destroy it.
Vector received. Realigning. Execute the rebel.
See, they came up to defend it, so still not going to be able to take all three of them at once.
Vectors received. Realigning. Okay. Hostiles will be dealt with. Understood.
Kill.
Two rebels relinquish their life. Our superiority expands. Hostiles will be dealt with.
So you can see why you want to be able to move your camera on your own. Because now I can see this area, whereas if the camera is locked, I would just see this.
Understood. Targeting hostiles. Got it.
Double kill.
We need some, probably some more items. I'm just gonna, actually, I'll wait in the bush here, see what I can get. We're going for this pyro staff.
Authorization acquired.
And let's see, we got 1400, so let's see if we can start working on something with this. Go back.
Heading
Get all
out.
those items brought back to us up here.
Targeting hostiles.
Champions of the arena.
Oh, well, actually, between our minions and the other champions, we actually destroyed the enemy crux. So that is the end of the game. You can see here, this is the match summary. It tells you how many kills you got, assists that you had, meaning you helped someone kill, but you didn't get the killing blow. Deaths, your gold per minute, and the items that you have built. And that, my friends, is Strife. Like I said, upcoming MOBA from S2 Games, creators of Heroes of New Earth, which I haven't played much and wasn't particularly a fan of. Strife does look very interesting, being marketed as a second-generation MOBA. It should be out sometime this year. It's currently in closed beta with no non-disclosure agreement, so you are free to tell your friends about it. You're free to stream it. I will probably stream some more of these little bot matches until it gets to the point where there are enough players in the beta to get consistent queues to pop for normal games. I'll showcase some more champions and stuff like that. But if you like the game, check it out. Just Google Strife. You'll be able to get it there. They are doing periodic beta key giveaways and things like that. Stay tuned to Curse Gaming. If you're not a member there, I would definitely grab a membership there. They often do beta keys for all kinds of stuff. And once again, this is Tsetzuko, and this was just me showing you off Strife. So tune in next time for more Strife videos. I also do a lot of videos on Smite. I'll do some League of Legends videos, just pretty much anything in the MOBA genre. You can count on me to showcase it for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time.